Travel is great, but jet lag, not so much. But did you know you don't need to suffer from it? You can almost completely eliminate jet lag by knowing just one thing about how your body's natural sleep cycle works. And that's what today's video is all about. Hey there, I'm Kelly. I'm a father of 6, developer at Rescue Time, dean at Signum University, and on this channel I talk about productivity tips for dads so that you can get more work done at work, freeing you up to spend times with your loved ones and activities you love, such as traveling to Switzerland without jet lag. Think about it, you've just landed in Zurich and are buzzing with excitement and adrenaline, ready to hit the ground running. But in all likelihood, you'll crash after a couple of hours and then it'll take you several days to get used to the new time zone. Well, a couple of weeks ago, I was watching this great video from Huberman Labs where I learned something that can help you overcome this. No pain, no fuss. The core idea centers around your body's circadian rhythm and your natural temperature change over a 24-hour period. I've already covered this in detail in my video on how to reset your sleep schedule overnight, and I would absolutely love it if you checked it out. But no, you don't need to watch that video, it's not required viewing. All you need to know is that your body has a point in time in which its temperature is at the lowest. This is usually an hour and a half to 2 hours before you wake up. This is your body's temperature minimum. Viewing some really intense light in the 4 to 6 hours before or after this temperature minimum will shift your sleep cycle. If you want to advance your clock so that you get up earlier and go to bed earlier, then aim to view this light in the 4 hours after your temperature minimum. Do this if you want to travel eastward. On the other hand, if you're going westward and want to delay your clock, then view the light in the 4 hours before your temperature minimum. That's it. That's all you need to know. Using this, you can start to shift your clock in the 2 to 3 days before you travel, meaning you can hit the ground almost completely in sync with the local time zone. Exposure to a lot of intense light is key to making this work. In particular, you want to be exposed to a cumulative 100,000 lux of light. Unfortunately, given the hours that you'll be doing this, you'll most likely need to rely on artificial sources. This is kind of a popular market and there are a bunch of LED panels sold with this purpose in mind, or with counteracting depression, which is all tied to the same thing. I've linked a couple below, all rated around 10,000 lux, meaning you'll have to sit in front of them for 10 to 15 minutes or so. But remember, it has to be during these hours. A safe bet is that your circadian dead zone is around 10 a.m. to 10 or 11 p.m. depending on if you have a normal sleep schedule or not. This is why when most people land after doing some international travel, and even though they're viewing a ton of light outside, it's not going to shift their clock. They're in their home time zone's dead zone. Since Switzerland is usually 6 hours ahead of New York's time, you want to phase advance your clock. 2 to 3 days before you're scheduled to travel, you're going to want to start getting up right around your temperature minimum. If you usually wake up at 7, you're going to start wanting to get up between 5 and 5:30 and viewing as much light as possible within 4 hours. Like I said, you're probably going to need to use one of those LED panels I linked below. Each day you do this, your average waking time is going to get earlier, meaning your temperature minimum is also going to get earlier. According to the research done by Huberman Labs, using this technique, you can shift your clock anywhere between 1 and 3 hours per day, making that 6-hour time zone difference to Switzerland no problem. Now, even knowing and doing this, when you land, you're most likely not going to be 100% in sync with the local solar cycle. But you will have much less trouble adapting than you would have if you didn't. Over the next couple of days after you land, continue to keep track of your temperature minimum, of course converted to the local time zone. And just be mindful of that circadian dead zone and know that any light exposure during those hours is not going to help you adjust to the new schedule. Once you land, you should continue to keep track of your temperature minimum, converted from your home to the local time zone, of course. Be mindful of your circadian dead zone and just view lights in the appropriate hours to help you fully assimilate in the local time zone. Now, I haven't had the opportunity to personally test this yet. The last time I traveled across time zones was over 2 years ago, and it's probably going to be a very long time until I do that once again. And even when that happens, I'm wondering how this process is going to work, traveling with 6 children in tow, but I'm excited to try it. If any of you are able to try this or have any other thoughts related to travel and how to adjust to new schedules, please leave comments down below. Until next time, bye. Hey there, I'm Kelly. Apparently that's all I know. Signum, why? Dean. Can you hear that? I think I have a mouse. It's in the walls. Okay, let's do this one more time. And by one more time, I mean one more time. Infinite number of more times. I'm sorry. I'm just not doing well today.